Then we have Wonder Woman. Now, Wonder Woman will definitely be one of my most anticipated movies of 2017, mostly because we have not had a strong female character in the forefront leading her own film. And Gal Gadot, I love as a pick for Wonder Woman. It's almost weird because how they're playing it is Wonder Woman is like Justice League's Captain America. We're probably going to see what really broke her spirit in terms of wanting to fight for humanity and everything. The action looks spot on. The costumes look fantastic. The humor is awesome in my opinion. And yeah, I'm just generally excited to see what they have to bring to the table for the Wonder Woman film. Coming up next is another Disney adaptation from one of their classic cartoons, Beauty and the Beast, starring Emma Watson as Belle and a slew of other characters being brought to life by many famous Hollywood people. Oh my god, yes! I love this. And you know what, to be honest, my favorite Disney cartoon of all time has always been Beauty and the Beast. It was kind of almost scary when you're watching the little beginning scene where he's tearing up the dark painting of himself as a prince before he ended up turning. Ewan McGregor's in it, Ian McKellen. You have Gaston being played by Luke Evans. I don't think you can get even more perfect for an adaptation than Luke Evans as Gaston. I hope that they do it justice and they really adapt it truly to how it was in the cartoon, because that's, again, my favorite Disney cartoon. And they've done very good with adapting certain cartoons, but I feel like they've Hollywoodized it too much, or they haven't put enough faithful small details into it. Again, I do hope that they take a little bit extra care with this. We've made a few films already, adapted a few different films for the screen for live action. Let's take extra special care of this one, because I'm sure after this one they're going to think of doing Little Mermaid, Aladdin, maybe not Lion King. And to be honest, after watching The Jungle Book, I'm a little leery about them doing that, because I just feel like the animals and everything like that they had, there was a little too much CGI work. Don't get me wrong, I did like the cast of voices, but I just felt like that one didn't deliver on a level that it should have. I've seen Cinderella and Alice in Wonderland, and I've avoided Alice in Wonderland Part 2 like the plague, just because I just feel like I'm not going to be interested in it. But I can only take so much Johnny Depp weirdness to go in my Disney movies. Just saying. Although I did like The Lone Ranger. But does that mean that there's something wrong with me? The Dark Tower. Idris Elba's going to be in the film with Matthew McConaughey. I'm not too familiar with it, but I do know that it is another adaptation of a comic that was done recently. And actually, I believe that Stephen King did write it. I don't know what the whole concept is, but Idris Elba and Matthew McConaughey, they got me on board. All right. And that's all I can say about that. Pirates of the Caribbean. Becoming one of those franchises that I just want to go away. Mostly because I just don't care anymore. I don't care. The best one was the first one, and then the one after that that I really enjoyed was On Stranger Tides. Play to your strengths, people. Keep it dark but yet witty. Keep it supernatural, and keep the fights to an exhilarating high. I didn't really care for the fights and everything in whatever the ones with freaking octopus face was. I don't really care. I didn't care about Bill Turner. I didn't care about Keira Knightley's character in the second and third ones. I don't care. Just give me more awesomeness with Captain Jack Sparrow. And I don't really know if the addition of Javier Bardem in this new film is really going to be getting me excited. I really don't feel anything for pirates. I think pirates are dead. The pirate genre has been killed again, incidentally by the same movie series that brought back the pirate genre. After that, we have Kong Skull Island, which looks pretty intense, and Legendary Pictures is handling this again. And rumors are swirling that they want to do a King Kong vs. Godzilla film, but it's kind of weird. From what I've seen of Kong, he really doesn't stack up to the size and girth of Godzilla, so they're going to have to do something about that if they want him to have a match. You get Sam Jackson, you get Tom Hiddleston, you got Brie Larson, who will be Captain Marvel, you get John Goodman, John C. Reilly, a star-studded cast, and you get the guy who was Eazy-E in NWA Straight Outta Compton film. But yeah, it looks like a really good film. I'm interested in seeing what they bring to the table again. They have all these weird animals like they had in the Peter Jackson King Kong. Now, with the trouble with King Kong was, I think it was a little too lengthy, and they really didn't hit the parts that they should have hit in the film until much later on. All in all, though, I do think that I'm really looking forward to it. I like the whole idea that they're playing with, again, the fact that man versus nature, who's going to win out. And then after that, one of the most anticipated films, not going to say that I'm really too excited for it, especially with what's been coming out as far as designs for the characters, but Power Rangers. Yes, this is the year of Power Rangers, the rebooted film, starring a new cast, playing the characters from the TV show, but adapted in a more mature kind of PG-13 rating is what I'm going to assume. They're going to have a darker tone and everything. First trailer I was on board for. Them casting Bryan Cranston as Zordon, really, really awesome. Seeing what Rita Repulsa looks like, kind of tied to the Green Ranger. Seeing the new designs for the Power Rangers, I've been all on board for. Where it kind of got a little shitty for me was with the fact that they changed Alpha to like this weird looking, I don't know what the hell they did. They got this thing that's popping out with the eyes like this. I'm just like, what is this? Like insect shit going on over here? And then you have Goldar, which is like this big pile of melted like gold without a face and everything. And I've seen a little bit of the putties. The putties aren't too bad because they're going to be like all deformed, and you know, putty is like putty. It's going to be like Play-Doh and whatever, so it makes sense for them to be globs of gray whatever. And the way that the design of the Megazord looks, no. Not feeling it. The way the Megazord looks, the chest and the faceplate, I guess, are part of the morphing grid. So, I mean, there could be some potential for cool shit going on in the film and the designs. But, again, it's kind of been a turnoff. And when I'm looking at the separate Zords all together, which first, they're not even composed the right way. They don't have the tiger and the Triceratops as the legs. They got, I think it's just the Mastodon as the legs, and then the tiger's like the middle, and then I don't know what the hell's going on. They done messed it up. That's all I'm going to say. They done messed it up, but if they can entertain me and they can get some badass stuff in there, I'll be fully on board. I mean, we have enough negativity in this world with people complaining about the costumes. Although, if you want to see that, that's in one of my other videos too. So go and check that out and give it a like as well. Moving on, we're going to see Transformers The Last Knight, which again is the 5th iteration? I almost said 4th, but in 4th was Age of Extinction with Mark Wahlberg, who is also coming back for this film, along with Tyrese and Josh Duhamel. We have floating Optimus Prime going through space. We have this planet-like thing coming, which for those of you who are fans like myself of the original series and saw the original movie, is most likely Unicron. And people kept on saying stuff in their reactions for the damn trailer about going back in time and this and that, and I kind of agree with that. It's like, how many times are we going to go back in time? And it's like, oh my god, the Transformers were there. The Transformers were in the medieval times. The Transformers were when the Nazis were. The Transformers were in World War II. I mean, how many times have they done the trope of it's been there the whole time, but we just have never seen it, especially in the last films, like all the films, like every single film, they've used that. First one, Megatron, was frozen. Second one, shit was in the pyramids from The Fallen. Third one, Dark Side of the Moon. We saw shit from Cybertron on the planet. Basically, they're using the same shit every single film. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. That they've got a formula down. Michael Bay has come back and directed every single one of them. No, but honestly, it will if it ties into a sensible thing that makes perfect context and sense for the story, I'm all for it. But this one, we kind of see a different take on it, and we have Optimus Prime actually turning on the good guys. He's no longer a good guy, which leads me to believe that Unicron probably busted him up or rearranged his circuitry, and now he's being a slave to that kind of control and being a bad guy. For those of you who don't know, that random dude that was next to the girl, that new Transformer, or that new-looking Bumblebee Transformer, yeah, that's not Bumblebee. We've seen Bumblebee in the other parts of the trailer. That's Hot Rod, who will become Rodimus Prime after Optimus gives up the Matrix of Leadership. There you go. Crash course. Next we have Baywatch, which is another TV show turned film. Now this one's got a lot going for it, of course. The Rock and Zac Efron and a bunch of hot women, especially Alexandra Daddario. Oh my goodness, those big, beautiful eyes. But no, seriously, I actually liked the first trailer that we saw, and they had a lot of funny things. It's really hilarious what they do with old, like, quirky kind of properties from old TV shows that were kind of like very, you know, tongue-in-cheek and not so serious, yet they took themselves a little seriously with some certain story elements. And they turned them into these, like, gold mines of humor and everything. I mean, they did that with 21 Jump Street, and I feel like they're going to do a great job with this one. Mostly because The Rock is just such, like, he is the most electrifying man in entertainment. Not just sports entertainment anymore, but entertainment. I mean, this guy can do action, he can do comedy. He's a jack of all trades, and I really hope that this film does really well. I want to have belly laughs at this film. I want to laugh so hard at the screen that my ribs hurt, to be quite honest. Kingsman: The Golden Circle, which I guess they've been working on. And you know what? I really was surprised by how good the first Kingsman was. And I am looking forward to this one. The weird part is they're going to bring Colin Firth's character back, and I'm just like, well, he got shot point blank in the face. But then again, I mean, stranger things have happened. War for the Planet of the Apes, I'm looking forward to. The first two films have been very good. Again, kind of rebooting and reinvigorating a property. You want to talk about big time with, you know, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and the film before that. And I think it's going to be ending the trilogy or rounding it out to see basically where the apes finally take over the planet for the most part, as far as I know. Woody Harrelson's in the film, which I think is kind of a weird pick, but I mean, just how intense Woody Harrelson has gotten inside of the trailers, I think it'll be bringing something new to the table and definitely be having a blast when we watch him on screen. At least that's what I'm hoping for, anyway. Triple X: The Return of Xander Cage. Trailers look horrendous, and I can't take this thing seriously. He's freaking riding a motorcycle on skis in the ocean. Remember that time when Vin Diesel didn't want to do sequels? Although I will say that Fast 8 looks really good. Or not Fast 8, The Fate of the Eight looks really good. Or The Fate of the Furious. I don't freaking know what the title is, damn it. I just know that Toretto has turned, kind of like Transformers have Optimus Prime turning into a bad guy. So I really think it's going to be a good film just on that merit alone, just because they're kind of mixing it up a little bit. But getting back to Triple X, I am not excited for this film at all. It looks like shit. It's way too late after that for him to be in the film again and have a sequel. He looks like a bloated old man. How the hell is he going to do any of these goddamn stunts? I'm not excited for the film, okay? And having Ruby, whatever her name is, saying guns, girls, all this other shit, didn't make me even more excited for the film than I was before. It made it even 10 times worse. It made it negative 20 for the rating that I'm going to give this film before I even watch it. I'm going to be one of those bastards on Rotten Tomatoes giving negative reviews on the film that I haven't even seen before just because I hate its guts and I want to see it die. I want to see it die. Fail at the box office. Should have kept it at 1. Alright guys, next up for another anticipated film. Not personally for me because I haven't seen the original version of it in animated form, but Ghost in the Shell with Scarlett Johansson. From what I've seen comparably to the original animated film, it looks like they are going to be pretty faithful to the source material. Again, I don't really know too much about it. I do know that it looks visually amazing, and it definitely does seem like it could bring something to the cinematic table as far as how it's shot, what effects they have in there, and what type of story adaptation they could bring to mainstream audiences, if you will. For sure, definitely interested in seeing it. I mean, if I wait till DVD or till it's on Netflix, I won't be broken up. However, with John Wick 2, that shit's got me on lock for next month because, you know what, the first film was a pleasant surprise. I really liked it a lot, and they're kicking up the ante because, as you see in the new trailer, everyone's going for John freaking Wick himself. Okay? You're all done. You all are done. I'm sorry, if you're going to come at John Wick with that weak-ass shit, you are going to get nailed. You are going to get killed. Next, I'm really interested in seeing the King Arthur film done by Guy Ritchie and starring Charlie Hunnam as Arthur himself. I mean, they're intertwining kind of a new mythology of like this war going on and kind of taking this, you know, kind of street rat type of dude, the squire, if you will. That's what I'm led to believe they're going to be sticking to. In Charlie Hunnam's Arthur, who pulls the sword from the stone and is kind of prophesized to be the king and whatnot. So Arthur's going to do battle with this like wizard king dude in Jude Law. It looks really enticing. He's got these visions. It's got Guy Ritchie's kind of signature style inside of the trailer, so I'm really looking forward to see what Guy Ritchie brings to the table as far as a new spin of Arthur. I really liked his Sherlock Holmes films, and I hope that the third one comes out relatively soon with RDJ and Jude Law back again. And with that, guys, that rounds out all the movies that I'm really looking forward to or kind of wanted to note for the coming year of 2017. If you liked the video, click like, comment, subscribe below. and keep your eyes peeled for more videos. And yeah, until next time, guys, take care. Bye. Cars 3 looks intense. It looks weird. World War Z 2, I guess, is coming out. I didn't even know about this. Saw Legacy. They're making another Saw film. Really? Smurfs coming out with a new film. I don't care. Annabelle 2. I haven't seen the first Annabelle. Pitch Perfect 3. Why? Why? Insidious Chapter 4. Blade Runner 2049. Again, what's with all these actors trying to continue and go back to the well on certain things? It must be like they have no other thing to do. 50 Shades of Grey Part 2, don't care about. The Mummy remake, Tom Cruise. Yeah. Universal gonna try relaunching the Monster Universe. I want Sam Jackson to say, "I'm getting tired of these motherfucking gorillas on this motherfucking giant-ass Skull Island. Motherfucker!" Yeah. That would be pretty awesome.